everybody. One of we's here just right after 2 a.m. We got Double Dare Trigger Happy back on the portal. Ran around, picked up some cash for some characters, including Gilgrunt. We will hope to upgrade very soon. That said, what we want to do here, we do have Power Blue Trigger Happy now. And I think I took his and Splat's base upgrades, but that was something I did like right after I got them very late at night, so I'll have to double check to confirm that. But what we can do here is go ahead and take Double Dare down a path and pick up the Soul Gem. So the beauty, of course, of an alt deco or a special character, if you will, you can have both paths active at the switch of a character. Now granted, with Skylander Tutor, you can like switch at the drop of a hat. You still have to buy it. Once you bought it, though, you're kind of golden. So the way I'm going to do this, Spontaneous Performer upgrades your hoops and causes spectacular explosions. That sounds interesting, but coming down here, made for the spotlight, shoot to the top and defeat enemies along the way with this path. The upgrades on this one, I feel like they kind of suit Double Dare Trigger Happy in a standard form better. Like the color scheme, aesthetics, no real like reasoning put into it past would I rather see this iteration of Trigger Happy take this path or Power Blue. And in my opinion, I think this suits him better. Could be wrong, we'll be able to switch, but let's go ahead and do Made for the Spotlights. That's a lie, we have Skylander Tutor. Let's keep in mind 10 Wing Sapphires, and we've got the max 20% discount, so all the prices are reflective of that. $13.60 is the price for Cannon Crash. Press B while charging your cannon to shoot up into the air and do a large amount of damage to nearby enemies upon landing. So kind of somewhat complicated because you have to hold attack 3 for the cannon, if I'm remembering correctly. Again, this is why I like to do all these at once, but so if we just come in here and press attack 2 while charging your cannon. So our attack 2 is still that. If I hold attack 2, we get nothing. The cannon, again, it's looking like this. It's kind of hard to aim, is really the only issue. But now what we want to do is we're going to hold Y for the cannon, and now I'm going to tap B. Oh wow. I did not see the damage, but it looked really cool, and he must have been really high in the sky. So 70. And the cartoon sound effect on the fall might actually be the best part of this. And the fact that he's gone so long, it kind of makes it believable, Let's see if I've been holding Y until the cannon kind of starts to bulge. Let's see if we can just initiate the cannon and immediately shoot into the sky. Yes, you can. And it does the same damage, so 70 to 105, and it's absolutely hilarious. So I'm good with that. It's a little tricky to execute. It's not like something natural or that you've grown accustomed to doing in the game, but you can kind of tweak it around and go from there. Oh, I was like, wait. In my spreadsheet, I still have I copy and paste. Like once I typed out high volt, I copy and paste it, and I just switch everything to Trigger Happy. Haven't switched over the path names and stuff, so I was like, what? I know I've done high volt and we filled it. I thought it like didn't save or something, so it's right there above it. I just haven't changed the names here. So let me go ahead. I'll actually do that to one of these so we don't get thrown off or something. So Cannon Crash, and we're going to do 70 to 105. Can fire can hold or fire instantly. That'll be sufficient, I believe. We'll come in here. I'll do the rest of the changing of the names and stuff.
Are you ready for a new magical upgrade?
Alright, now this one is really what kind of drew me to the conclusion I would prefer this path for regular Double Dare Trigger Happy and not Power Blue. This to me is like quintessential Trigger Happy. It's called Payday. $17.60 is the price. Press B to damage enemies around you and pull in coins and food drops. For some reason, you know, I've been playing the game since it came out. This just screams trigger happy. So that's kind of where my logic on which path to take with these two characters came from. So this should be interesting. Now, the only thing I'm worried about, Crowd Pleaser, our standard, you know, secondary attack, 3451, I really liked it. And this doesn't say we have to hold attack 2, it's just you press attack 2. I assume, obviously, like the food and the coins will only come to us if they're there. I don't think they're just going to like spawn out of thin air. So let's see what it looks like. Okay, so sadly no damage increase. 34 to 51. I'm going to put still. That's my sort of keyword that I am disappointed in something. Like still, it should have increased. So still 34 to 51. Pulls in cash and food. So we're actually, I'm going to showcase this for you, and we're going to do it right now while we're thinking about it. Obviously we can't really, you know, get food drops or cash from the Greeble, but we can come in here because I left us some crates. I have to say, Eon looks like an idiot in that hat. I wish it was never a thing. Alright, so what we're going to do now, let's actually try to perfect this. Let's see if we can get... Okay, there's nachos and pretzels, right? So I don't know the radius on this yet, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coins and 2 pieces of food. And I'm going to stand over here, and I'm going to press B and see what happens. It's amazing. Oh, that is actually fairly significant. Let's get a lot of food going. Okay, yeah, we got like popcorn, a pretzel, a turkey. I think there's something behind the turkey, we just can't see it anymore. Let's stand way over here. Let's actually test it. We're gonna start at the staircase. We got the pretzel from there. That's very good range. We should, I think, get both of the items here, possibly 3 if there's one. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool, I have to say. Check this out. Alright, let's go in here and see what we can turn up. We'll just see. Okay, so the damage is still going to be like limited to the same radius, but let's stand right here in the heart of the boxes. Oh wow, that was a great haul. 2 diamonds and 2 wish stones. Well, that's impressive. Check it out though, we're going to blow these up and I think we'll pull everything to us. Okay, something interesting we've learned is wish stones are apparently not brought into you. So that's, I assume they would just be categorized in the game the same as like coins or something. But we have learned something, so if you see one and you do that, and you just assume you got it, you did not. So you would probably notice it, but if you're like speed running or in a hurry or something, this is pretty cool. I mean, it's sad that we didn't get like, and I'm not asking for the world, 3451 is pretty decent, really, but I would have preferred, you know, like one of 2 things: 3451 becoming like, you know, 40 to 60, or we could do this a lot faster. I'm looking at my spreadsheet instead of like the game. That's why we kept running into stuff like that. But I wouldn't have minded seeing 3451 jumped 40 to 60, or like right here, you know, like it's a pretty close range on the attack. I actually wouldn't have mind seeing that get doubled out. So essentially when we do this, we've got like one of the explosion holes is on this rock. If it could just be here, kind of like increase, you know, the radius of the attack. Either or would have been fine. Both would have been phenomenal, but it is pretty sweet to have the ability to pull that in again. If you ever get to low health with Trigger Happy, again, one of his knocks is he has low health. He's a very, very little dude. But if you're ever in a point where you're like, oh man, I'm going to die and I can't get to the portal or something, and which now we don't really have to do that. They took those things away from us, I guess. But used to, you know, it was like get through the level without dying or losing a Skylander. If you're to the point, or maybe you're just lazy, we'll say, and you're like comfortable on the couch, it's, you know, halfway across the room or something, and you're like, oh, he's gonna die and I'm gonna have to go switch characters. because you're, not going to reset the level. But, what you would do is just use this, and if you can wreck an enemy or pull in food, I mean, anything nearby is going to come in and it can heal you up. So that is actually pretty dadgum neat, I have to say. And again, to me, that suits Trigger Happy as we know him. So that's sort of where the whole which path is best for which version of Trigger Happy. In my opinion, Payday is kind of like that trigger, Right here, this also sounded pretty cool. And to me is, again, quintessential Trigger Happy, so I kind of would prefer it with this color scheme. But for 2400, we get High Flying Volley. Hold X while jumping to unleash a gun barrage on your enemies below. Now, I think I checked this. I didn't buy it, obviously. Yeah, like right now, I mean, you can do some pretty sweet stuff, as you can see there. But, I'm jumping up, and even if I hold X, we do nothing. If I rapid tap X, I can do 360s and stuff. So, jumping in the secondary, you can trigger that. That's something else I should mention with Payday. You don't have to be on the ground level. You can actually jump up and still trigger it. So, I've covered that before, but it is worth mentioning again. But right here, I think this, and again, this is something, even if the damage isn't great, or it's a minimal increase, or it's the same or less, it's sort of just the thing where it's cool. It's going to be fun, it's going to be neat, it's going to be classic Trigger Happy. And so, it should be pretty cool. But 2400, we're going to hold X and basically just slaughter enemies below us. I don't know if it's going to be physically trigger happy. Based on this picture, that looks like the secondary attack. I was picturing him jumping and just shooting straight down, with the guns. We'll have to see. I'm kind of curious now. That picture is not what I would associate with this upgrade, but we'll see. Let's find out. Oh, that's awesome. That is really cool. And I think we're doing well. It's because that thing is lit up, isn't it? I get tired of that. Alright, so 24. So 16 and 24 is standard. And we didn't register. Lovely. I'm trying to get a count on the number of hits here. Let me see. Is it 7 or 8? It's very hard the way the numbers fade in to get that accurately, but let's see. I'm gonna say 8, I think. 16 to 24, 8 times. Again, it's just one of those things. If you're up in the air, and you just... it's kind of just cool. So, is it an increase? Barely, but, So, unbreakable, not unbreakable, that is high volt. This is, let me go ahead and change this, because it's getting annoying. So, everything is relative becomes Payday, and then unbreakable will become making it rain. And it's going to do 16 to 24, roughly 8 times. So what we're going to do here, we'll, I guess, kind of make these soul gems suspenseful. So I'm going to crank out a Greeble, and we're going to kill it exclusively with the cannon crash. So we're going to size up the cannon, press that. Oh, we knocked. Nope, come back in, buddy. We'll wait for you. So it does do launch damage to the enemies too. That is something I did not know. Okay, again, the whoever decided to put like the cartoon sound effect there, well done. It is not without notice. We appreciate it. Payday can't really showcase because it's the same thing here. So if the Greeble was dropping, would XP come to us? We'll have to check that. I assume it would. It's interesting Wishstones didn't. But again, if there was like food here or coins he's dropping or something, they would come to us. You saw it was a pretty good radius. And now what we'll do is we'll just kill this guy with making it rain. So he's the lucky one. Whoops. I'm using Nintendo buttons. Really? Did that launch him? No? Okay, so you get the idea. Pretty cool stuff there. And now the moment of truth. It's Soul Gem time. We'll see what this is gonna do for
Hello,
us.
Extremely, once again.
Alright,
So
he's
happy
safe
to dance
for
with
3,200.
you, even in this time of
Once
great turmoil and danger.
revive. Once revive after being defeated. So I assume that means we can do that one time. Huh. So that basically like will double his health essentially? I don't know. I can't really showcase that here, can I? So yeah, I'll check in on that, and we might showcase it with Power Blue. How about that? Because I think Power Blue is still level 1, which means he can die faster. Which is kind of what we need. I don't want to stand there for 20 minutes. Oh hey, yes, okay. Right there. I'm shooting at it, but you can't tell. Note, we've kind of got like the Shield Striker and Trigger Happy down there in our, 390 level 4 cache area. Above Trigger Happy, there is now the safe. So this is kind of, I guess, sort of like a Vicarious Visions thing. Think back to Night Shift. He had this ability, he can sort of come back from the grave. So will we come back at full health? I don't know. We're going to have to investigate that. But, hey, I can't complain about that. So it doesn't actually say, and it's worded very poorly, but basically revive after being defeated. So Soul Gem is not refused. He's safe! Exclamation points. Return from death via safe. That makes perfect sense, right? Someone just looking at the spreadsheet will be like, what is wrong with this person? But yeah, I have to say, this path doesn't really offer like the significant damage numbers. Really the most significant damage is right here on the first upgrade, Cannon Crash, because it's pretty neat, I have to say. Okay, I was actually wondering, no, that wouldn't. It would be neat if you could shoot yourself through the fire ring and do something, but here we are, and if I press B now, 7105. We also did 25 on the damage. Let's see if I can log that. It'll be skewed because of that. Fiery Forge is back to normal. But you should see a 25 here when I shoot out. So we'll probably log that. And then the radius there, is that going to do any damage? Let's try to test it. It does, didn't it? Let's move in a little closer. A little closer. Okay, I didn't want to be 70. Let's see. Well, I don't know, that might do damage. I'm having a nightmare of a time checking it, but 70 to 105, which is good, and you can do it instantly. You can hold it, whatever you need to do. That's really the highlight damage-wise. Payday is just cool, but we got no increase in radius, we got no increase in damage, which is kind of disappointing. Making it rain, we have a very slight increase. Actually, we don't. Because just warming up gave us 16 to 24, so it's just kind of a cool deal, really. And I assume he would be immune from like the short enemies. I don't know about the taller ones, but that's worth noting. But this is kind of just a fun path, The Cannon Crash, the cartoon sound is great. 70 to 105, can't complain there. Payday is super cool, and it's going to be very useful, particularly if you're on nightmare mode or you get in situations where you need like a clutch outcome. And if you do die and you've got the Soul Gem, you can come back from death and try not to die again, which Payday might help you with. But making it rain, just kind of a neat deal, but again, no increase on the damage is the thing. So if 1624 would have become 20 to 30, or 1827 even. I feel the same way with Payday. This path could have been better with increases in the damage outputs on Payday and Making It Rain, and an increase on the radius of Payday. Not the Payday drawing in, but the Payday like literally box stock secondary 3451. So that said, this we'll have to take the other path before you can kind of say definitively. But even though this doesn't really okay, Roller Brawl, when we did Brawler Derby, that is an amazing path across the board. This one doesn't like jump out like holy crud, she is OP. But this does have that like kind of classic trigger happy vibe that's going to make a lot of people like myself inclined to take it and keep it, unless the other path is amazing. But since there are two and you probably have Power Blue, keep this path because it's just fun type of a thing. It might fall short, or for all we know it's going to be way better than the other path or something, but assuming the other path outperforms this one, this is one that you would keep just because of like the nostalgia or the hilarity of it type of a thing. So it doesn't like break the bank or have that wow factor like some paths, but it is an enjoyable one. So we will leave it at that. Again, the main thing we need to do is take Power Blue down Spontaneous Performer and see if, oh hey, that path sucks, or it's amazing, or they're kind of roughly the same. And once we've done that, we can sort of assess everything. But like I said, I think maybe I'm planning on doing like a live stream with the Power Blues possibly, so we might work in the Soul Gym there. I don't know, but I will showcase it at some point in time. I don't know if it'll be in Skylanders Research or what, but we will get it done, so I hope you enjoy it. I'm thinking I might go ahead and upgrade Power Blue and then kind of know for sure. So that said, again, this one just kind of is interesting because of the fun factor. It really doesn't offer a whole lot here in my initial impressions that would be like, definitely take it. Now like I said, if it compares across poorly, yes, but we don't know that yet, so we'll have to figure it out. But that said, I will quit rambling. Hopefully you know what I mean. But I do want to know your thoughts. What do you think of this path? Is it what you took? Is it what you have? Did you switch to it? Did you switch away from it? Which path do you prefer for Power Blue, for Trigger Happy? If you've got Double Dare and Power Blue, which path did you give which version and why? So you kind of know my reason. Payday is basically it. Payday to me was like, okay, that's the path we have to give standard Trigger Happy. Just the colors, the aesthetics, the background, the history of Trigger Happy just kind of tied in better, and I'm hoping again that Spontaneous Performer will kind of suit Power Blue. We'll see. But again, let me know your thoughts on all that. Hope you're enjoying Skylanders Research. You can follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, oneofweezem.com, SkylanderClub.com. Thanks again for watching. I will catch you back here for more Skylanders Research.